arrested and is being converted to a great asset of prosperity.
When federal government and state officials laid the foundation stone for Eko Atlantic to loud fanfare, the tide was destined to turn.
It's my singular honor and privilege to launch the Eko Atlantic City project.
The vision, first and foremost, was to arrest the erosion and the threat to Victoria Island, but thereafter create an extension to the commercial sector of Lagos, which is Victoria Island, and on that footprint build a city suitable for the 21st century.
South Energex Nigeria Limited, the city planners and designers of Eko Atlantic, then joined with Dutch marine engineering specialists Royal Haskoning and faced a daunting challenge.
We knew that we needed to do something audacious. We needed to take our destiny to our hands, to take very bold, hard decisions that could immediately see, the gap and understand the need for us to make, a definitive call.
Eko Atlantic would rise from behind a more than 8-kilometer long purpose-built breakwater. Tested to its limits at the renowned Danish Hydraulic Institute in Copenhagen, scale modeling proved the structure is able to withstand the worst storms predictable in a 1,000-year cycle. Meticulous preparation, planning, and construction of the wall turned the tests and drawings into a reality. Because now a formidable guardian of the coast, the Great Wall of Lagos, protects Eko Atlantic, Victoria Island, and the surrounding areas. Nigeria's eminent playwright, novelist, and Nobel laureate saw mythological beauty in the making.
The Eko Atlantic city, rising like Aphrodite from the foam of the Atlantic.
The most important and visible layer of the wall is its primary armor, the acropods, weighing 5 tons each, which are made on site. 100,000 interlocking pieces fit together like a jigsaw puzzle and are perfectly dropped into place using a GPS system. Reclaimed land, safeguarded by the Great Wall, is built up with sand harvested from the seabed offshore and pumped into targeted areas. Self-compacting, it's ideal for construction. The sheer magnitude of this endeavor has to be seen to be fully appreciated. What's more, it's come at no financial cost to the Lagos state government. As a result, confidence was restored, coastal developments flourish, and international praise has followed. The former US President Bill Clinton, attending a landmark event, highlighted Eko Atlantic's abundant potential.
It will help to diversify the economy of Nigeria, to brand Lagos all over the world, and to create an enormous number of opportunities.
Another former president of Nigeria, His Excellency Goodluck Jonathan, expressed gratitude to the visionaries behind it.
It's a great example of partnership to transform land lost to erosion into a delightful ocean city.
And the strategic partnership between private investors and Lagos State, with the approval of the federal government of Nigeria, has been widely acclaimed.
I'm very grateful for those who agreed to invest so much in our country, to get a secure area for operations, capable of handling big businesses and investments throughout Africa.
With a predicted population of 350,000 residents and an additional 200,000 commuters, the city is destined to become the new financial capital of Africa.
We are on land that has been reclaimed as an asset of prosperity. Nigeria is a land of opportunity.
The prestigious Marina District includes the jewel in Eko Atlantic's crown, a residential and commercial development called Azuri Towers. Surrounded by more than a kilometre-long promenade, the area is a fashionable home for attractive retail outlets, office space, cafes and restaurants. It is said that the desirability of living here in the Marina District is second to none. Property owners with boats have access to the open sea, and there's a grand central waterway that runs through the entire city. It is an exhilarating ride to pass through this iconic landmark, where the potential for investors and developers appears to be limitless.
15 road bridges cross completed autoroutes and waterways, with additional underpasses so that traffic is congestion-free. Eko Atlantic's building compliance regulations are world standard, creating a livable and sustainable environment with independent utilities. A 6-megawatt gas-fired power plant using Rolls-Royce engines feeds an underground grid that has so far reached 50 kilometers. The first in a series of installations that will eventually power the whole city. Street lighting employs the latest generation of LED illumination managed for energy efficiency. And the night sky is brilliantly lit, blending with the Victoria Island cityscape in the background.
The Eko Atlantic project portends to provide over 350,000 jobs when completed. Beyond the fact that it's going to grow the GDP of Lagos, it only means that other investors will draw from the confidence that the investors have put in that project to continue to grow the economy of Lagos.
Since Eko Atlantic's first occupants moved into their properties during 2017, the city has continuously evolved. A dedicated network of distribution provides the city with 10,000 cubic meters of drinking water, expandable to 10 times that amount at peak. The infrastructure was designed and built according to best practices, including extensive underground stormwater drainage, vital for coping with Nigeria's rainy season. A telling indication of the confidence in what Eko Atlantic has to offer lies in the acquisition of land to build a new US Consulate General. When completed, it will have cost over $500 million to become the largest in the world. For city dwellers, their everyday needs are catered for and include an international school in a safe and inspirational setting. An international hospital will also provide contemporary medicine and wellness. And one of the largest shopping malls in sub-Saharan Africa will become a prime destination. Meanwhile, landscaping is another important focal point, as 250,000 trees were grown in a dedicated off-site nursery. Of crucial importance to investors is Eko Atlantic's designated free zone under a federal government initiative. This exclusive status provides a host of benefits for prospective investors, including 100% ownership rights, as well as an exemption from all federal, state and local government taxes and import duties.
Making the most of our own time is a precious commodity in 21st century city life, and so to avoid wasting it, the developers made efficient roads with organised parking a top priority. It goes hand in hand with wellness and sustainable living in a smart environment that supports the residents, the workforce and visitors, making time their best ally.
Buyers of residential and commercial space can expect flexible apartment layouts, underground parking, and integrated security with reliable amenities and leisure areas close by. They include private investors who design and construct their own family villas. Eko Atlantic lives and breathes in a vibrant and spectacular setting for all ages to live, work and play.
We need to show that indeed in an African city, in an African nation, things can be done that could be compared globally.
Since 2014, the city has hosted the Lagos Marathon, as well as being a major venue for a variety of sporting and cultural events watched by millions. With more than 10 kilometers of stunning waterfront promenade open to the public, with boutiques, restaurants and recreational facilities, the lifestyle choices are plentiful and varied. Indeed, the city is a shining light and a testament to what can be built when visionary leadership and determination converge.
And by flying our drone, buzzing nearby, the irrefutable reality of this ever-growing city is revealed, both in size and scale. Today, it's the clusters of high-rise residential and commercial towers that visibly lead the way forward with a rate of determined progress that's passed one milestone after another from day one.
Something that will last, something that will create opportunity and employment and advance aspirations and brand this city, brand this state, brand this nation as a nation of the 21st century.
Eko Atlantic's impact on Nigeria has been profound, and today projects itself as an indisputable symbol of growth and transformation, inspiring an entire nation. More than a marvel of engineering and ambition, the city is a vision of a brighter, more prosperous future for Nigeria and Africa as a whole. Brent Sadler, Eko Atlantic, Lagos, Nigeria.
You'll get all these and the email I'm going to send to Ropa. So please, when you get first the movies, because there are several movies. So in this movie, there is a movie of why we did the wall to protect the eye and the sea, which we did it for the African Development Bank, because they want to use it to raise funds to protect all West Africa. And there is a movie of how we built the wall. And these are very good movies that you should download because they will inspire. You can use them and you can share them, or you can every time refer to it, because really it speaks about this is the largest private development project in the world. Okay? So I want to go through the PowerPoint, a quick one, to give you understand what's happening in the city, and maybe we'll reduce the number of questions, so I'm ready to answer all your questions, because it explains how we have our communities in Ecuador. We produce power. We don't rely on NEPA, Ecuador, or anything. We have our own power plant. In November, it will be about 60 megawatts, but it will end up by being like 1.5 gigawatts. 1,500 megawatts. There's lots of African countries that don't have that much of power for the whole country. So in Lebanon, for example, this is what we have today. We don't have more than 1,500 megawatts. This is what is taking about. Second, we also give potable water to all the residents. We have wells and water treatment plants. We give potable water, not like the WHO standard, World Health Organization standard. Okay? We also take the sewage to a sewage treatment to the secondary level, because God bless, we don't need to drink cold water like some places in the world. And use the treated water to irrigate the trees, the plants, and to wash the streets. And what comes from it, the stone is independent from sewage, our independent, totally functional stormwater drainage. It's something, yeah, next. So this, as you see, this is an area picture. This is a bit old. Now you can see we have used further, I will explain. We're today dredging phase 5. We will finish phase 5 in next March. Then we will start phase 6, which will maybe end up in a year and a half or maybe 2 years. Then later, a couple of years or maybe 3 years to do the infra. So all the transferring and infra will be finished in maximum 5 years from today. Now, if there is more demand, we can accelerate it. Okay, we're working with one bridge and get two. You know, it depends on how much is the demand. As you know, we do the expert. Demand is what goes with the offer. So if there is demand, we increase the offer. Okay, next week. So the city is more than 10 million square meters. It's exactly 10,376,000 square meters. As I said, the DI is about 5.7. So nearly twice the DI. So as a minimum, there will be 300,000 residents and more than 200,000 communities. But this city will create about 500,000 jobs. Okay, once operational. And I'll give you a hint on some of the prime corporates that are coming to the city. You saw where it is. It's 100% privately funded. There is no public fund put in this project. And we have it under a concession agreement from the government. That's when I think President Jonathan was saying about the cooperation between private and public. We were given the chance to create this land and bring all the investments to it, and the city can choose all the taxes. Okay? Lagos State and the federal government. This is the free zone, and I'll come to the free zone later when I speak about the advantage of moving to it next. That's the master plan that you see in front of you. At the end, we were thinking of doing the power plant, as you see on the drawing, with barges. But we declined that, and it is in front of you, sir. That's the location of the power plant. Okay, this big land. And here we're considering either a resort at this end or an LNG plant. What do I mean by LNG? Today, the power plant is operating on a pipe, natural gas pipe coming from the sugar field. But as you know, it's a city that could be a reference in financial and commercial, plus definitely residential, touristic, etc. So we cannot afford not to have a backup. So we are using, for the time being, trucks, CNG trucks, compressed natural gas trucks. These trucks that you see with two, coming from Ogun State, where we have about 200 trucks. But we cannot, once the load go above 200, we cannot congest the roads and the streets with trucks coming. We need an alternative. That's why we're considering an LNG plant. Why LNG? LNG is liquid natural gas as compared to CNG, compressed natural gas. And the other is coming by pipe as natural gas. The LNG is in volume 600 times more than CNG. So imagine how many trucks you can save every time. And we have a design to have the boat coming here, have at least a reserve of 2 weeks, because if there is a pipe problem, it should be solved in less than 2 weeks, but at least a minimum of 2 weeks reserve, where the gas can be transferred to the liquid gas, and it goes by pipe to the power plant. CNG will always remain as a second backup, but at least we have a major one, which is LNG. I wanted to just give you a hint how important it is to supply the city with the infrastructure, because as you know today, wherever you are, you never have 24/7. We need to ensure here 24/7 power supply. It is important. It is like any city in the world. Okay? So, the roads, and I want to talk about those. Maybe you know that we use interlock, so it's light gray. And by the way, we also use on the coastal highway, which we are building and we are financing with the government. I mean, we bring international financing to do these highways. We are using also concrete, not tar or asphalt. Why is it? You know, you heard in the movie and CAB asking me, the U.S. consulate is building the biggest consulate in the world, $570 million. Okay, yesterday there was a new consul general came, there was a reception with the ambassador, and he is today visiting the city, but just the project, 663 consulate. He was proud of being in support. In November, I finished the last thing, the last was the 2 days of country. But they won't open before 2 years, because there are workshops. To give you a hint, today, go to make a visa, I hope you won't go, you go just for tourism. Because there is about 3 counters for American and 7 or 6 for Nigeria, okay? And the new consulate, there will be 43 in total. About 10 for American and 32 or 33 for Nigeria. So you see how much this will ease, because I know how much Nigerians are suffering getting even visas to visit families or friends. So this will be something important in the granting of visas. Fiber optic. We have conduit of fiber optic running in the city between 4 pipes in the low-rise villa, 4 pipes of 4 inch. 4 inch means 100 millimeters. Imagine how much fiber you can pass in 10 millimeters. There are 4 of them. In the business district, there is 9 pipes. So each fiber optic is the highway telecom that we use, and it's running all underground, not running on the street or somewhere, so can be, and every plot has redundancy. We give a connection from at least 2 locations, okay, so in case there is a problem. Now, we spoke about the power station, and okay, as a mall, that the first mall, which is a furniture mall, will open in November. It's called Orca Mall. They are in about 22 or 23 countries in Africa. First time in Nigeria, but after Eko Atlantic, they will be building 4 other malls in Nigeria. Also, this gives opportunity for work. It's about 40,000 square meters. So it's double Palm in Ikeja Mall. But this is not the one we spoke about. We have the intent to do one of the largest on the continent, which will be about 150,000, 55,000 exactly square meters. Okay, we can talk later about the access. The city has the canal. The canal is not only to drain the stormwater, it's a waterway. I think we all know that 1/5 of Lagos is water, and that Lagos State, a couple of years or more, has started doing these. Next to Falomo, you see one of them. 5 or 6 stations where people can go, and they are to international standard. You have a station for water transport within the city. We have an engineer, she lives in Ikorodu. By road, she needs 2 to 3 hours to be here. In 20 minutes, she's in the office using water. Okay, transportation. Just to give you how important this is. Next. As I said about the power, we are using LED for lighting. The portable water can go up to 100 smart city. And the smart city, we can talk a lot about the smart city. Not only CCTV and free Wi-Fi in the city, plenty of things we can do with in controlling the power and doing everything in infrastructure. We control it under the smart city scheme, okay? And it's becoming a reference, by the way, also international reference for smart city. The sewage, I spoke about it. and the stone also we saw. Next, please. The Great Wall, I spoke about it, and I'll speak more when we go on site because you will see it. As I said, it's at about 8.6 exactly. The movie says 5, and it's as I said, 58 on the base, 19 to 21 meters. I want to come back on the roads, and I missed this when I spoke that we use interlock. You know, the American. You will see tomorrow when in your professional life that you have clients that might ask you for due diligence. They want to get the assurance that the selection of the plot or the location they're having is reliable, so they ask you to do surveys, get information. They stayed the American 8 years doing due diligence on us to choose to come to Eko Atlantic. And I remember when we were signing the contract like 5 years ago, I was telling the delegation coming from the foreign ministry in the US that the use of interlock, the light gray interlock, that we thought we will save 2 to 3 degree heat in the city, because instead of being tar, black, it doesn't take, you know, the light gray doesn't take the sunlight, so it reflects it. And one of the environmental engineers came out and said, sir, you are saving 5 to 7 degrees. So they even calculated how much we are saving heat in the city, because as I said, we have 150 kilometers of roads in the city added to the sidewalk, which is also in light gray color. Okay? Next. I will not speak about the business district. I will ask you just to go through the rendering you see here. We will display it later on the screen. We do very mixed use development in the business district. And this, I proudly want to talk about it. Why? I don't know if some of you went to Dubai, to the DIFC, Dubai International Finance City. Anyhow, you might not have that, but yesterday I was with the Consul General of UAE, I was telling them, the biggest developer, Amar Al-Abbad, came here, and we showed him that in our vision, the business district should be mixed. It should not be just office, because what happens in a business district if you just put office? What happens in the night? It's empty. Yes. Okay? It was the case of Canary Wharf Docklands 7, 8 years ago. They were only office. Then, so we were, since the beginning, trying to promote this. You go today to Manhattan where the towers collapsed. It's still empty in the night because there is only offices. Dubai, as I said, 8, 9 years ago, was only empty in the night. Now you go to the IFC, there are 13 to 14 hotels. There are lounges, there is malls. It closes maybe at 6 a.m. to 8 to just clean the street, and you won't find garbage there. Anyhow, so this is what we are promoting here. It makes, because Lagos is this. Lagos is a night and day living city, and I don't have to tell you that, for example, Boho opens at 2 a.m. closes at 6:30 in the morning. It's and we want to continue. We're not getting comfort. This is Lagos. We're not importing any. This is social life, and we want this to happen in the business district. So you see, if one of you want to more information, you see that on one block in the business district, we have offices on the front, residential or hotel on the back. So once the office closes, the resident will create life, and we have either restaurant or shop in between to create this nightlife. Okay? Next, the same happens on the marina. Around the marina, we have both our Azuri Towers, 2,000 office, 2,000 residential, one is office, and on the ground floor you have retail and restaurant. So again, it's the same concept that we're trying to adopt. Next, I want to come to next and talk about it more. Next. We don't have railway, but we, as you saw, we spoke about waterway. Some of you were taking pictures. This is the coastal highway that starts here. So we are very much connected. In the future, in 6 hours, you are in Calabar. And just to let you, to tell you, during the groundbreaking ceremony, you know this highway passes through 8 states. 7 of the 8, excluding Lagos, were saying, the governors, that they every year cannot liquidate their agricultural product, either of lack of road or bad road. Now with this coastal highway, they can, or agriculture or agro-industrial products will be easily shipped to Lagos, from Lagos either to Lagos as a state or to Apapa or Pinkan to be exported. So this is very important for the economy. We can enhance again the agriculture and everything related to it. Same will happen on the Sokoto-Badagry highway that we are building. The ministry had asked us to have every 10 kilometers a road that goes within the fields, because you know Sokoto and Kebbi are very rich in agriculture. They want, but they don't have roads. So we are doing roads to reach these people so that they can bring all their products back into the market. Next. Okay. Why Eko Atlantic should be the destination, should be the future? Other than the environment that we spoke about, the city is a free zone. What is it? What does it mean being a free zone? When you have a city or a project that is a free zone, usually when you build, all what you import, you don't pay customs duty. All what you buy outside the city from Nigeria, you don't pay VAT. So you are holidays of all taxes, except the personal income tax, which means that you save like 18 to 20% in the construction cost. This, for example, or I can tell you, I live to get the land for free, because the land becomes 10% of the whole development cost instead of being elsewhere 30 or 40%. Okay, that's the big thing. The second thing, and we spoke about it, I gave the example, is the basement parking. The basement parking, if the investor tomorrow have the means to put, he can increase the FAR, so go much higher. That is, as we said, if he has the financial means to do it, he can multiply at least by 2 to 3, if not more, what he can do of his land. Okay? Next, in general, the land in Eko Atlantic is of much better quality. I won't say that it is bedrock, but it's very, very stable land, hit by waves before. Plus, as you see here, the dredging is done hydraulically. So when we send the sand, 60% is water. So the sand is compacted. So I'll give you an example. We are in Azuri, we have 33 floors. We went 32 meters deep with money. Okay? Nest Oil is 15 floors, they went 54. So they are less than half in height and nearly double in depth. Famfa Oil, 23 floors in Ikoyi, they went 58. So you save about 30-35% of the construction cost. Added that you don't need to dewater or excavate. It's already excavated. When you go inside, you will see that we go by road and there is a hole. This hole is to put basement, and it's